Let me tell you about the birds and the bees and the flowers and the trees and the moon.
Hello friends, and welcome back to the Beards and the Bees. I am your host Aaron, your personal guide through backyard beekeeping. Behind the cameras, the lovely Samantha. If you're enjoying these videos, please like, comment, subscribe, and share. The more people we can get out here to help with this information, the better. So, today we're going to do an inspection, and the Italians are going insane. Last week they already had some honey going and all that fun stuff. For us honey, not them honey. They're all done with their honey. So they had us honey on a first year package, which is awesome. Carnioans, slow and steady. I always say they're about a box behind all the time, but maybe we can put some honey on there. We'll check out how they got everything. Right now they still have the feed, so maybe we'll be able to put a honey super on the Carnioans. So I know we're quite a ways through this particular honey flow, but you never know. I'm gonna already have drawn comb, so we'll see what we can do. All right, let's get at those bees. So this is the very far frame on their third brood box, and you can see that I only had a starter strip, and they've already gotten that pretty much all the way drawn out. And they're starting to fill it with syrup. So that's good. That's good to see. So on this side, and this is the second frame in, we're getting capped honey, syrup probably. Capped syrup, and then this is all syrup, and then on the other side it's not quite capped yet. This is the farthest away, but it's all filled with syrup, so that's good. That's what we want. That's what we want to see. So yeah, syrup, 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 cap both sides. This would be a wonderful frame for
this winter.
Yep, for the winter time. Same thing there. Look at that. It's beautiful.
Mm-hmm.
You're doing such a good job. Now they're going to cap both sides of that. They're just storing, storing, storing. Carnioans are supposedly better for overwintering than the Italians. So yeah, we're getting a lot of the same thing. Okay, and so it's pretty much, as we go through here, it's pretty much the same thing all the way down. So they've just about got all this stuff filled out. Honey, 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 honey. Not seeing anything capped or anything though, which is fine because this is. I expect the brood to be down in the bottom anyway. But yeah, so they're just filling this stuff with nectar and syrup. I mean, it's all the way down. You can see where my starter strip was. So these girls have done a super good job. This is exactly what we want them to do. So good for you girls. A little pokey when it comes to keeping up with those Italians, but doing good. They're not interested. Holy cow.
Oh my gosh. Why is that one drawn out so far? Like, you can see how far out it's drawn.
Yep. It's because if they didn't want to build on this, so it violated a little bit of bee space once they got this one drawn out.
That's crazy.
Yeah. So pretty though.
Yeah.
You know what? I think, to be honest with you, I don't have another tin frame. I've used all the tin frames I have. So the only thing that I could think to do is some of these are already pre-capped, you know? Or they're already capped, they're not going to draw them out any further. So I'm thinking maybe we'll take this one and rotate it in.
Yeah.
To some that are capped on both ends, you know? grand. Holy cow.
Wow, that's beautiful. What happened to the inside of that?
That's where I poked it. Oh, it looks like they braced it to the wall just a little bit. Isn't that pretty?
Very.
And the other side, check that out.
Oh wow.
They have a little thing of brood sitting right inside there.
I thought they didn't usually put the brood this close to the wall.
It just depends. I mean, most times they want to keep it to the center because that's where, you know, fence the best, but check them out. Isn't that beautiful?
Mm-hmm.
So much honey. Such a pretty frame.
It is a very pretty frame.
I'm not gonna leave this one out. I'm gonna put all this honey back. Really nice pattern of brood.
Yeah.
And on this side, same exact thing. They make such pretty patterns. Really good at, I mean, that's ideal, like what you're looking for. Because you want them to tend that brood, and that's what they're gonna tend it with, is all that honey right there when they need it.
Yeah.
That's so pretty. So they're doing just fine. Have a couple drones up on this side. And it looks like a lot of freshly hatched on this side.
See some larvae on this side.
Yep, that's the drones. Drone larvae. You see how they pulled it out a little bit? So it looks like there's a lot of freshly hatched stuff. So we have larvae and eggs. So queen could be here. There's some drones. I see some big fat drones. That's about it. No queen here. Come on this side. Queenie?
I don't see her.
Alright, well, as long as we're seeing eggs and there's larvae over here, then we at least know that there's still queen right. So that's good. That's what we want to see. So I don't really want to go through all of these frames just because I don't want to mess them up any more than I have to.
Yeah.
I just need to make sure they're queen right and aren't feeling swarmy. Eggs all over here. Doing good. Yep. Doing very good. Okay. We're gonna package these girls all back up and go about their business. I think I am ready to take the syrup away, and we'll go ahead and add a box, a honey box, just because I don't want them to get that swarmy feeling.
Okay.
Because that's pretty much all drawn out.
Yeah.
Like 90-something%.
Mm-hmm.
So we may as well give them their honey box. I don't know if they're going to put anything in it, so what I'm going to do is I'm going to use that already drawn comb. That way they don't have to, work on wax or anything. They'll just have, some comb to repair and put back in. Okay, so we got the honey frames on. Like I said, most of these are drawn out. They're pretty scabby, but they'll do. So we have our queen excluder. Ever try to blow through a screen? Doesn't work very well. Let's get this stuff off. Look at that, they're already taken to it. Plastic queen excluder on this side. It's not my preferred. I usually like the metal ones. But this is the only thing that my bee supplier had, so. All you gotta do is cap these girls up, and they're on their way. And make themselves right at home. Hopefully start repairing this comb. By next week, we should start seeing some comb repair, and maybe even put something in it, because the other ones, this brood box is pretty full. So, all right, let's get over to the Italians. Now it's time for the Italians. Let's see what they've gotten up to. We're gonna try to go a little quickly because it's like 90 degrees out here and we're in winter apparel basically. So let's check out these honey, see if we need to maybe add another box. That would be awesome. But I haven't checked them in a week, so let's see what we get going on. So the farthest frame out, they're building this out, which is good. Nothing on the other side though. And nice and heavy. This thing's heavy. And it's filled. It's not quite capped, but it is filled.
I'm ready to eat some of it.
Oh, we got some capping on that side. So we want to wait, I think they said it's recommended you want to wait till it's about 90% capped before you pull it. Second frame in.
Wow, so got some capped over here.
Capped over there? Oh yeah, we got capped over there. They're just starting to cap this side over here.
My mouth is watering.
Good. That honey's gonna taste delectable. It's exciting, love. We're gonna get honey. Our first year.
We're gonna get honey.
Second frame in. Nice and heavy.
Oh yeah, this side's capped a little bit.
Yeah. Oh yeah. So we are working right on down the line here.
Awesome.
Awesome. Wicked awesome. It's wicked awesome, Sam. This one, these are the ones I want to check out, the new frames. Okay, so then you can see that the newer frames, they're of course they have to work on drawing at first. That's the hard part. So like this, they have it drawn, but they don't have anything in it. However, this side, they have it drawn and there's stuff in it. So I know I'm kind of whipping it around kind of quick there, but
yeah,
you get the gist.
I call dibs.
So that side's little, but this side, I mean, we could probably pull back, uncap it, get ourselves some honey.
It wasn't focused. Let me see it again. There we go.
Isn't that awesome?
That is very awesome.
So I think we should add another honey box. Just because they got most of it all filled. They got the new stuff out. They got most all of the new stuff drawn out, except for that one side. So that's why we're working our way this way. But this is new. This is all drawn and filling.
Capped?
Capped on that side. Man, these girls, I tell you what, man, these Italians. So far, I mean, if you're looking for something to build, these Italians are, I mean, I know I say it in almost every video, but these Italians are insanely awesome when it comes to building and supplying. But the problem is, as I've heard, which we will find out, that the Italians aren't as good as overwintering. So you gotta pick and choose your battles. Okay, so they fixed this comb. This is what it used to look like. So they're kind of scabby, but you can see what they've done to it. So they're working on that. So what we might do is actually, no, I'm not gonna rotate any frames or anything. I'm just gonna let them do their thing. They can have whatever they want to have on these boxes. So I'm gonna put a box together. I'm gonna go down and open this up. I'm gonna let Sammy go off and cool off in the shade while I do that, and then we'll bring it back when I'm ready. So down here in this box, Sam's gonna post a video right now. They've already uncapped almost all of them out there. You can see there's a couple of them still in there that are already uncapped, but as they need that protein, they're gonna use it. But the majority of them, they've already got them uncapped and out of there. So these cells are drone-sized cells now. And so every time the queen comes back through there, if she's gonna lay any eggs, which she's probably gonna wait for these girls to get this cleaned up first, she's gonna plug another thing in there, and this will be nothing but drone brood from here on out. That is what we were dealing with as far as when we had our video about taking this drone comb out, freezing it, putting it back in to keep our mite loads down. And that's what it looked like after we had let it sit in there for a few days. All uncapped, starting to take all that protein out. So it's been a little over a week now, so we can check it out, see what they got going on. I should have marked them which one's which, but I'm sure we'll find out which one's
I thought they were the end caps.
Were they the end? Did I leave them on the end caps?
I thought you did.
I might have. I probably did. A lot of these. Yep, on the end caps. So you can see they've taken all that stuff out. That's all now cleared out completely. But see, look down here. They're putting stuff back in it, which is what we want down in here. That one's already capped. She's starting to plant back in here. So once the queen gets in here, she's gonna replant this, and then we're gonna just keep repeating that process. Same for this side. So you can see they're nice and fresh, and so this is looking good. This is exactly how we want. So we're gonna keep going like this.
Some fat, juicy drones, man.
Yeah.
Sorry.
We're gonna keep rolling like this because this is, like I said, a great way to keep that mite load down. Natural way without using pesticides. Not that I'm against them or anything. I haven't gotten to that point yet. But if I can, you know,
not have to use them, then that'd be great.
Not have to use them as long as possible or as much as possible, then I'm going to do that. So if this is one natural way to do it, then that's the way that Aaron's going to do it. Because I want the best for my bees, just like I want the best for my kids. And my hot, hot wife. So this side, oh look, she's already got it all replanted. So yep, she's already worked her way over here, replanted all this stuff. You can see can you see them all in there?
I can.
So they're all replanted. Let's take a look at this other side.
Juicy.
Juicy. How's this side?
Oh yeah, she's got it planted as well.
Yep.
Some of them are capped.
So we should, this time next week, we should come out here and this thing should be recapped again. And we'll check it out next week. But by this time next week, these should all be, because these are obviously at least 5 days old here. 3 to 5. I think 3 is when, or 4 is when they cap, I believe. So we are right there. So, but they'll be capped by the time we come back next week. So, and then we'll take them out and repeat that cycle. And we will go from there. So I'm gonna put these girls back on and I will be right back. So these combs that we're going to be putting on now are pretty rough, because when I gave them the somewhat drawn out comb along with the Carniolans, I gave them the best comb that there was. So this is the kind of the pickings of what's left. So hopefully they can go through here. That's kind of what we're working with. That's one of the better ones that's just not quite drawn out. I put that one towards the middle. Some of these other ones, get big chunks taken out of it. Some of them have holes in them. Like this one over here on the end didn't really have anything going on with it.
Okay.
So, but look at them. They're already occupying that comb. Can you see on this side?
I can.
Other side. The other side.
Oh, wow.
Roll. Have our little entrance.
Yep.
I will have to go back on this one and make an entrance into that thing. But for right now, because it's a little warm, I'm not gonna do that right now. I'll just do it sometime this week, beginning of this week. That way they can have their upper entrance. These girls are set. 2 honey supers on now, Sam.
Look at that big girl.
I know. So this was the problem that Scott had for me. He said that he really liked the configuration of the hives. He said, but he can tell I'm a new beekeeper because this isn't how he would do it. And I said, well, what would you do different? And he said, well, I wouldn't have put it up on a high shelf. So my thought as a new beekeeper was, I'm gonna bring it up higher, that way I have better ventilation underneath. I can weed whack underneath it if I need to. And then, you know, just better ventilation overall. Plus that everything's up here and in my face. I went 3 cinder blocks high. And so he's got a point now, because now with these honey supers going on, these things, they get to be 50, 60 pounds, sometimes up to 80 pounds. So it's like up here when you could just be going down here. So I don't think I'm gonna go crazy.
Do you even lift, bruh?
I don't, I really don't. So I don't think I'm gonna go crazy, but I think this next season, once we get into spring, and because next spring we're probably gonna have to do what's called a rotation. So all the bees will be up in the top box, and so you do a rotation to bring them down. That way they start over again. So that's how you rotate your frames. So next season, I think when I do that rotation, I'm gonna take it down 1 cinder block, which will bring it down, like right here would be where we were at. So that's manageable for me, assuming I'm only gonna do 2 honey supers. So, but.
Especially if like you want me to help you, because there's no way I'd be able to lift those off.
Yeah, I know.
Or even look inside of them.
Right? I'll have to get you a little step stool.
Yeah.
So, okay friends, that's it for these girls. So, let me come around. So everything went well. The Italians have actually calmed down, and I'm assuming it's because there's a honey flow on. And once there's supplies for them, everybody's cool. It's when it gets lack of resources, that's when everybody's kind of getting like, okay, don't mess with me right now. So now that the honey flow is
So
going,
basically when they're hangry.
pretty much is when the bees get hangry and then they get a little irritable. So today,
I can relate.
I mean, we went in several boxes and they were doing just fine. It was just like in the springtime. So that's wonderful. Italians got a second super. That's awesome. Holy cow. Holy cow. This is first year package. I got 3 brood boxes and going into my second honey super. Now the summer flow is gonna end, so we might not get anything in that second. I'm not counting on it, but if it does, wonderful. These girls are going crazy. But we already got 1 full, almost full box. All we have to do is let them cap it, and we have a whole box of honey for ourselves. That is awesome. That is fun beekeeping. So the Carniolans, not as fast, but they should winter better because they're gonna keep their numbers down. So Carniolans are queen right, we know that. Italians are queen right, and we put a honey super on the Carniolans. So we might not get anything out of the Carniolans, because especially if they're gonna repair the comb that's there. However, we still have a whole nother flow to go on in the fall. So there's still time to get honey out of, well, we should get, at least a couple boxes, because once we spin this summer honey, we're gonna set that back in. They're gonna fill it back up with the winter honey. So it's looking really awesome. I'm really excited, and there's so much fun stuff ahead. So everybody just like, comment, subscribe, share, all that fun stuff. We'd love to have you. We love hearing from you guys and your guys' story. So if you guys have any tips or hints or suggestions for us, we love to take them, because we're new beekeepers, just like a lot of the people watching are new beekeepers. So if you have anything to tell us, please tell us. If we're messing up, say, hey, you're messing up. Don't be afraid to insult me, okay? Just keep it away from the beard. Okay? All right, friends, until next time, I'm Aaron, that's Sam, you're awesome. See you in the next one.
Let me tell you about the birds and the bees and the flowers and the trees and the moon up above.
Look at. She's carrying out one of those dead queens, or one of the dead bees.
Can't have that in the hive.
How cool is that? Oh, she dropped her.